12 months. So that's the hard thing about when it comes to eliminating bed bugs. So you think you could just starve them out, but it takes a very long time, at least up to a year. So we're going to go back and talk a little bit more about how do you keep from getting bed bugs. There's really not a 100% way of keep from getting bed bugs. The way they are brought in the majority of the time is to use furniture, rented furniture, used mattresses, used couches. We've had individuals, I've seen people go out and people will get bed bugs in their couch and they will put the couch on the side of the curb outside, and then the neighbor will go out and pick up the couch, will go out and pick up the mattress, and they will introduce bed bugs into the unit. So at that point, instead of having one apartment, at that point you have two apartments that's infested. So I would warn you not to be picking up any type of used furniture from anybody else unless you know without a doubt it has no bed bugs. Anytime you rent a furniture, also take a flashlight, look it over very carefully. If there's any doubt in your mind you think they may have bed bugs, do not bring that bed bug into your apartment or into your house. It is not worth the risk. Another way we can introduce bed bugs into our house is maybe go visit somebody. They may have a problem with them, and you may stay there for a couple hours. You may have a backpack, you may have a phone you lay down on the counter, on the couch. Bed bugs, you can easily crawl off into your clothing or into your backpack or clothes or whatever you have there, and you can hitchhike onto your clothes. It only takes one, bring it back to your house. At that point you have introduced bed bugs into your unit or into your dwelling. At that point it has to be addressed and it has to be taken care of. Going back to heat remediation. Once again, to get a 100% kill and to feel good about it, we have to get the heat up to 120 degrees in all areas of the apartment, in the hardest place to get, in all the cracks and crevices of the couches, mattresses, inside suitcases. So when we come in, we bring the equipment in, usually in the morning, usually 8:30 or 9. And it's an all-day process, usually from 9 to about 4:30. And the reason why it takes that long is because when you're heat treating an apartment, the more stuff you have in the apartment or the dwelling or house, everything in that dwelling is soaking in heat. So if you have 3 couches, if you have 1 couch, it takes a while. If you have 3 couches, it takes longer because more stuff is soaking in the heat, and it takes longer. So our number one thing when it comes to that's tough for us, that makes our job harder in eliminating bed bugs, is clutter. What we do when we first come in, we take off all the wall sockets. We use some products. We dust inside the wall sockets, all your plug-ins. We do dusting around the baseboards. One of the biggest benefits of heat treatments is that we're using minimal pesticide. 90% of what we're doing is just simply heat, which is a very green technology, very safe to the environment, very safe to individuals within the home. So one of the great benefits of using heat is using minimal pesticide, but we use some, but it's very minimal. So it's a wonderful. Another benefit of using heat is usually a one day event. We come in, we do it. You don't have to throw anything away. On a regular, I would say on a regular job, on a regular apartment with minimal stuff, you do not have to get rid of anything. So that's one of the great benefits also of using heat in a residence. Now, once again, going back to clutter. more clutter, or one of our biggest obstacles to combating bed bugs is clutter within a home. If you have a closet that's just full of clothes, all around, if you have too much furniture, if you have too much stuff inside the apartment all around the baseboards, it's a lot more of a challenge. So what we try to do on the front end, we'll give you a checklist of things you have to do to prepare that unit to get us ready to properly treat your unit to get rid of the bed bugs. Once again, we come in, we do treatment around the baseboard, so everything has to be about 1.5 foot. I say 18 inches, 24 inches away from the wall. The bottom part of your closets all have to be cleaned out in order for us to do this. And also, the number one thing that deters us from doing a quality job is just clothes, lots of clothes, like in bags and boxes. So at that point, we ask you to take all the clothes out of your house that are not hung up. All your clothes that's in your dresser drawers, all your clothes that's in boxes, that's maybe underneath the bottom part of your closet, the top part of your closet, and take those and put those in dryers the day of the treatment. And if there's any bed bugs inside those clothes, those bed bugs will be eliminated. Now the clothes that are hanging up, that's no problem. Because once again, when you think about heat, you have to be thinking about heat be able to penetrate stuff. So what we do, we bring in commercial fans, and we have heat blowing through stuff, getting up to 120 degrees what's inside. Those areas are hard to reach. So if you have clothes that are hanging up, it's very easy to get that heat to penetrate those clothes by blowing the heat in through the clothes and through the clothes that are hanging up in the closet. Now if you have boxes of clothes, once again, those that have to be brought out. The clothes inside your dresser drawers, they have to be brought out, and they have to be hung up or took to the dryer and put in commercial dryers. They do not have to be washed, but they do need to be in a dryer for at least an hour to kill those, if there's any possible bed bugs inside those clothes. Everything else we will be able to treat with heat, and we'll be able to eliminate bed bugs. In the next segment, we will show you video of live video of some closets that apartments are properly prepared, and also we're going to show you an apartment that is not properly prepared to use heat remediation. Thank you.